back to Celebrity with Nene. So I'm Nene, and today I have Reese with me. And we are going to be doing a recap of Love After Lockup. This is the season premiere, so it's season 4, episode 31. Y'all know how we do. They um number their episodes weird to me a little bit. I don't know why we're still on season 4, but hey, it is what it is. Alrighty. So Reese, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and jump right in. Again, this is the season premiere. We have a couple of new couples, and then we have a couple of returning couples. So we got Justine and Michael are going to be on this season, and Chris and Gabby. And that's where I'm going to start off is with Chris and Gabby. Alrighty, and so we see Gabby is getting her JJ tightened. That's all I'm gonna leave that there. I can't believe she did that on camera. She just looks so uncomfortable. That I don't know. I would have wanted that caught on camera, but whatever. All right, and so she is revealing that she's driving with Chris's family to go pick him up, and that her and Chris are going to get married the next day. That's when all of this is taking place. Okay. Um, she has admitted that she has gotten addicted to plastic surgery. She's had quite a few things done to her. You can definitely tell in her face. She said she had some cheeks. She had her cheeks done. She had her lips done. She had something done to her butt. And I think she said she had like a breast lift or something like that. I'm not for sure, but she's had quite a bit done to her. And you can tell she's had some things done to her. All right. And so she is riding with the mom and the sister to go and get him. So they go and they stay at a hotel. I'm not sure since they can't stand each other and it's mutual on both sides. His family doesn't like her. She doesn't like his family. But for some bright reason, they decided to stay in the same hotel room together, which I didn't think was a good idea because they're just going to aggravate you all night. And then the next day, there's just, I feel like there's a lot of trouble that could happen there with all of that. All right. And so it does end up happening because the next morning, Gabby is ready to go get Chris, which I understand. And I'm on her side with that she's ready to get on the road. She'd rather be there when the bus arrives or earlier than having him wait for her. And plus, she knows they're getting married. So I think she doesn't want to leave her husband to be waiting. They don't know about the fact that they're going to get married. And plus, once he gets released, he has to go to a halfway house. So that means they have a short period of time that they can actually spend together. All right. And so the next morning, as I stated, you know, the family, oh, let's go back over the car ride there. So the car ride there, she called his mom and sister trolls. She's stuck in this car with them. Why couldn't you have found a way for y'all not to be stuck in the car together? Could they not have had a different option, or why did you offer to take them? I don't know. And so his mother tells her that Chris is not going to be happy when he sees her and sees the stuff that she's done to herself. And the mother she's being very critical of Gabby's look, which I felt bad for her having to hear that. Alrighty, so of course, like I said, the next morning they were not on track at all. And Gabby was upset. She was kind of sulking at like another table, like, will they hurry up? Let's go. But they were hell bent on having that breakfast. She actually ends up, she goes and tries to get them to come on and let's get in the car. They're not really listening to her. They're like, well, we've got plenty of time. Are you trying to be there before he gets there? Because we've got plenty of time to get there. And so she walks off. She calls Chris. Chris, I'll say one thing. He's passive and he just tries to keep the peace. So while he's talking to her, she's upset. Like, oh, your family, they're trying to fight me. They're doing la la la. He's like, it'll be okay. He calls his sister and is like, hey guys, what's going on? But he's still being nice. He's not giving them attitude. And the sister is like, well, we're just 2 hours away. We got plenty of time to get there. He's like, guys, come on, let's go. Y'all come and get me or whatever. So they finally get up and they head out to Gabby's car. Well, once they get out to Gabby's car, Gabby is enraged. She actually tells them they need to get out of her car, which the mom and the sister is like, no, we're not getting out of the car. And the scene ends with Chris's sister jumps out the car, tells her mom, I'm about to hit this girl in the face. She jumps out the car and the scene ends. So we don't know what has happened after that point. All right, Racy, tell me your thoughts on Chris and Gabby this week.
I'm with you on the fact of why did they have to stay in the same hotel? Like, if they know they hate each other, why didn't they take two vehicles? And maybe they didn't take two vehicles to save gas. I get that, but
Hmm.
at least like don't torture yourself by staying in the same room because I felt like that's just adding more fuel to it. And then rewinding a little bit to the vaginal rejuvenation thing. I mean, I don't know if it's like just this huge difference, but I feel like if they've been together all these years, right? They've been together a few years.
Yeah, but they've never been together.
Yeah. So if she ain't been
Mhm.
sleeping with nobody, I would think that stuff should be like a virgin to
Yeah,
anyways. But I was like, well, maybe she cheated. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
But I mean, she addicted to plastic surgery, and that's just what plastic
Oh, and like
surgery
you
addicts
said,
do.
to go back to the rejuvenation part. So when she picked up the mom and the sister, she had an ice pack on her
Yeah,
lap,
still on
like
her
over her
stuff. Yeah.
vajayjay. And so the sister had made a comment about it, and she told them that she had the vajayjay done. I
Yeah.
didn't understand that, but
Yeah. Because she was like giving them, new vajayjay. I'm like, that's weird. But I was like, okay, I ain't gonna understand it. I'm not even gonna try to.
yeah,
But yeah, I thought that was weird. I did think that the mom was being a little extra mean. Because when they showed like clips of her, like in the backstage or the behind the scenes stuff, she kind of looked like her old self. But then in the car, she looks like a different person. So I don't know, and I don't think she looks bad. I just think her lips. She maybe if she hadn't have done the lips, that's the only part to me that looked weird was her lips because they looked a little puffy. But other than that, I felt like the plastic surgery actually looks good on her. Um, if she keeps going, it's gonna start looking like terrible. Um, like she's getting close to that point of being like, okay, don't do nothing else because if you do anything else, you're gonna stop looking like yourself, and then you're gonna start looking like them swole people, like the big giant lips and the I don't know sunken in nose and all this other stuff. So I'm like, hopefully she stops, but since she's addicted, I don't know. Um, I mean, and then they kept showing that little preview of her talking to the cop or whatever, and they never showed that. So I kind of was annoyed, but um, so I agree with you also with the whole like when Gabby was like, "Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go." I do agree. If you got that chance to get there early, because I never get anywhere early. So if you got that chance to get there early, go ahead and go. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't driving, she was, so they could have grabbed the food to go actually,
yeah,
and it wouldn't have made no difference. Like just bring the food with you in the car. But then like after they finished eating, they were still just sitting there like they need to let their food digest and they need to like just sit and like read a paper or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why are y'all just chilling? Like to me, that's your brother, your son who's getting out.
right,
Like, why even risk? Because like, granted, they left at the time that they had ended up saying they were leaving, they'll get there about 30 minutes before his bus, I believe. So why even risk it? Because what if you hit an accident, traffic, anything? So it's like if you excited to see him period. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about, oh well, she want to just sneak away to get some, but he's gonna hang out with us. Well, he ain't gonna be able to hang out with nobody at the rate they going. So, um, I didn't care for how slow they were moving, but I did think that at that point, once they got in the car, I feel like stop overreacting, just go. At this point, just go. Be mad, tell them about themselves later, whatever. But to be like, okay, y'all gonna get out the car. First of all, I feel like he would have a problem with it if she ends up leaving his family. And then second of all, you wasted more time. So that part was a little bit extra to me, like the fact that I get it, she's mad, but now they in the car. Um, just go at this point.
yeah, absolutely. And then I felt like if you didn't want them in the car, why didn't you just drive off while they were eating the
Hmm.
breakfast? I don't get why you lured them outside to the car to kick them out of the car,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Extra.
Yep, she is definitely extra. Okay, so next we're going to move on to Justine and Michael. All right, so it picks up where last season stopped. Justine is standing in front of the prison. She's got on her black cat suit, and she's waiting for Michael to come out. He comes out, but he has this big old keyboard with him, which I didn't understand. I was like, Was he able to have that keyboard in prison? Was he arrested with the keyboard? Where is this keyboard coming from? And then he made the statement, said, yeah, he shipped everything else home, I guess, except for the keyboard. So I'm still confused about that. I don't know why I'm dwelling on this keyboard. I'm sorry. I'm going to get off the keyboard. All
No,
right.
it was weird. It was weird.
All right. And so, he's talking, he has his confessional. He says how he got locked up for drugs. He was selling drugs. He's saying he does not want to go back. That's going to be the difference between him and most people. He kind of explained how he ended up getting in the drug game. He said, like his family, their lights were off, their water was off. And so he started selling drugs to try to get some money to help his mom. He also explains that between him and Justine, there's 7 kids. So she has 3 and he has 4. And so he says that he has 2 baby mamas, and that one of the baby mamas, he had like a long term relationship with her, like 10 years. And then he said that he got back together with like an old fling or something, and he had a baby with her. So his last 2 children, both women were pregnant at the same time. And so that was something that he allowed us to see. So we saw them, reuniting, hugging and stuff. They get in the car and he's like, hey, where's the jewelry at? So he starts putting on his jewelry, and including, he made sure to let us know he's putting on his Rolex. He missed his Rolex. And so they drive off. He talks to his kids on the way to Justine's house, which I thought that was cute. It's always cute to see them talk to their children after they've been released and how excited the kids are. Usually they're excited to talk to their kids too. He's just letting them know daddy's free, and things are gonna be different now. You know, but he was saying it like in a better way, like things are gonna be better, for them. All right, and so they arrive at her house. He was really sweet because she was like, "Oh, it's raining outside. I don't want to get my hair wet." He took his jacket off, put it over her head so her hair wouldn't get wet. They get inside the house. She shows him around the house and where everybody's bedrooms are, and he's just astonished at all the space because he said he didn't have space in prison. So this is nice. He can't believe all this space in his home. And she takes him up to her bedroom or their bedroom, and kind of shows him around. They kind of play, flirting and stuff, and then they end up taking a shower together. And a true shady production. They kind of let us hear some noises that we probably didn't. It wasn't necessary to let us hear, but we could tell they were doing things, grown up things in the shower. All right. So, what are your thoughts on Justine and Michael this week?
Um, Not too much, because I mean, they made us wait for it. Like I was feeling like it was weird, the whole keyboard thing. That was
Mm-hmm.
like super weird. Like for real weird. I'm like, wait on. Like that wasn't just no little keyboard. Like,
It
like that
wasn't.
keyboard back when you was a kid, that little keyboard, like
Mm-hmm.
the full size keyboards. I was like, that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Um, and then as far as it was cute listening to him talk about home. I'm kind of curious because you keep bringing up the baby mamas and stuff. Like she don't talk anything about her baby daddy or daddies. I don't know how many she got, but he mentioned the how long he had been with his, and apparently it must have been drama if he had his youngest 2 were the same age. So that meant he was cheating on the one he was with for like 10, 15 years, whatever. So that's gonna be interesting, I guess, because I feel like they keep bringing it up for a reason. So I think the baby mamas are probably gonna be somebody gonna be some drama. I think. Um, it was cute seeing them when they got to the house and stuff, and then she showed a little pole and all that stuff. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they can do some little wild stuff, I guess, and enjoy themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go because it seems like he's big time family man, and I don't know, 7 kids blending them in. I'm interested to see how this is gonna go. I didn't have a whole lot after seeing him come out. Like he does seem like he materialistic. So I'm like, we'll see how if they actually show how he making his money or whatever. Because I mean, that wasn't no cheap jewelry he was putting on either. So not only he got expensive cars, but then the jewelry and
He has
if he
expensive
had
taste.
money like
Yeah.
that, could one of the baby mamas be holding his money still? Or is there still some money that they gonna be coming for? I'm just curious to see how it all plays out with him because because he was even telling the kids like we about to be fly again and this and that. But he also said he won't go that lifestyle. He won't. Nobody can pay him to do anything illegal. So we'll see what happens. But I'm curious to see how they go. They seem cute, like they really are into each other. But at the same time, she also mentioned a couple times how he wasn't faithful and all this other stuff. And he mentioned how he wasn't faithful. So I'm like, I don't know. You know how we does? They plant ideas in your head. So I just got a feeling like these ideals ain't been planted for no reason. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So the next couple, they were a new couple, Ashley and Travis. So Ashley is the one that's locked up. Travis is actually out. So right now, Ashley is doing 13 years for armed robbery. Her and Travis have been together for 4 years for the 13 years. And she is getting out in like 2 days. We find out they are engaged. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. Ashley is a free one. Travis is the one in prison. Sorry. So he was the one that committed armed robbery. Okay. So he's been locked up for 13 years, but they've been together for like 4 years. So what caught my attention about them was that Ashley said she met him because Ashley is actually, she does something with jewelry. She's like a jewelry dealer, appraiser, or something. She does something with jewelry.
Some
Like this,
whatever a purveyor is, a fine
yes.
jewelry purveyor.
Hmm. And so this episode was actually titled "The Jeweler and the Thief." So I don't know. For me, if I was her, okay. So let me explain because I'm all over the place right now. Okay, I'm gonna bring it all back together, guys. I'm about to bring it all together. So she met him through one of her customers who they like, showed her a picture or whatever. She went onto his JPay and jumped into his DM. Okay, so once I found out what his crime was, because he actually robbed a bank. For me, I would have been a little bit weary, like, or leery of the situation because I I work with Jules. You're in prison for armed robbery. What if this is all some kind of setup? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking negative. I don't know, but I think I would have been a little bit hesitant with this. Granted, I get it. We're supposed to forgive people once they've done their time in prison, things of that nature. But I don't know. I would have felt some kind of way, like, are you like casing me to get to some jewels? I don't know. But anyway, and so they are actually engaged. He made her ring while he was in prison. All right, and so we see that she has like a close friendship. Oh, actually, let me backtrack again. Ashley, in my opinion, I feel like there's something going on. I don't know if it's an alcohol problem, or some kind of drug use going on. We see her like in her very first scene, she trips and falls down in her bathroom. And then she's talking to him. She seems feel like a little drunk when she's talking to him. That's what I'm kind of getting, is drunk. So she's talking to him. She's having a video call with him, and she's kind of drunk, like, yeah, I just tripped up and I'm hurt myself and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, something seems off. She was a little disheveled and stuff because he had even made the comment. He said something about she looks like she just woke up and it's sexy or something like that. She did look disheveled. Okay, so then we meet her neighbor. I think his name was Martin. And she had received a text from Martin, and because he was scheduled to watch her house and her dog while she goes and picks up Travis from prison. She misunderstood the text, and she thought he was saying, he's changed his mind. He doesn't want to, watch her house, or house sit or dog sit for her. So she calls him over to the house, and she's just like, "What's up with that email that you sent?" I don't. She's weird. And so he was like, "I was just trying to make sure we were still on." And she's like, "Oh, I just totally misunderstood that. So let me go make you a drink." So it turns out Travis does not like this guy Martin. He feels like, well, she probably also told him that Martin tried to sleep with her a couple of times, which she revealed that that's what Martin has done. Um, and so, now we know the neighbor has a thing for her. We know that Travis has actually asked her not to speak to him and to stop her friendship with him. All right, so what did you think of Ashley the Mess and Travis?
I didn't even think about what you're saying about her having some sort of like alcohol problem or something. But you're right, like um, there might be something to that because you're right. She did just slip and fall. Now, mind you, that rug is a soft rug on a slick floor. So it could really just be clumsiness, and it could be that specific rug. Because I kind of giggled when she fell, because it was an ugly little
Oh, I
fall.
did. I
Yeah,
did. I
it's one of
rewound
them
it.
ugly falls that like it actually kind of happened in slow motion too. Like
Yeah.
she almost could have stopped it, but she couldn't stop it because it was already happening. Like, and those falls to me are always the funniest because ain't nothing you can do about it but just fall in slow motion. And I'm like, I've
Hmm.
fallen like that so many times. It's so dumb. Like you're like, why couldn't I stop myself on anything? But no, instead I'm just like, whoa, 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 and you gone. It's like, what? That's stupid. But anyways, after I got myself together, because I watched it a couple times, um,
I did too.
I so
I did too.
I
If you
feel like
watched,
it was
yeah, if anybody else watched it several times, let me know.
yeah,
I have a problem. I laugh when people fall.
yeah, yeah. Because I had to make sure I'm like that fall wasn't as dumb as it looked, was it? And I went back, I'm like, yeah, it was. Because even as she screamed, it was like even the scream was delayed. Like everything was in slow motion. I was like, yeah, that was the
Mhm.
silliest fall ever, but it was funny. Um, but what sucked is because I do understand this too. Like I've been walking down my stairs and just missed a step and just like doop doop, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was a ugly but slow fall. But then it hurt so bad later, so I felt bad for her when she was saying she was in
Yeah,
pain. Because I'm like, I know that probably did hurt, even though it looked like it was actually like pretty such a soft fall, I guess. But I guess you can't really get the gist of how bad that fall was without being there. So and I'm like, and I laughed, so it wouldn't like. But anyways, let me get off that fall because I stay on that fall all day dissecting it. Um, but one thing that I didn't think put two and two together, maybe she fell too because she was drunk, but that is possible because even after offering a drink, her taking the majority of the drink because she didn't want him to get drunk, she
yeah.
then later offered him another drink. So I'm like,
She's
it's like,
been
oh,
drinking.
okay, you want a drink? Oh, okay, you want a drink? Like that's just her favorite thing to do. And then he's like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. So maybe he's still hoping that maybe something could happen. But the way she was kind of like acting funny, um, like I feel like it might be more to it than just her not wanting her family to know that he's a bank robber. Um, that's just weird to even say, like, yeah, I'm dating a bank robber. Like, like who really does that? You know what I'm saying? But then it make you wonder, like, so she acquires fine jewelry. Could he have stuck? Well, no, she didn't know him prior to any of that, so never mind. I take that back. Maybe she, I don't know. But it's silly because, like she said, she told her friend, she was like, I'm glad that we're friends and that you live next door because then you might be able to help me if he tries to hurt me or anything happens. It's like if you feel that way, then you wouldn't bring this man to your
Right.
house, nor would you be marrying him. So I'm like, that's crazy. So do you not think he's changed? Because if I
Yeah.
think somebody's still into robbing banks and stealing stuff, unless I'm gonna get something out of this, I'm not gonna date you or marry you.
I'm not bringing you to my home where you
No.
can hurt me.
And then if my job is fine jewelry, you might rob me of my fine jewelry or rob my store or whatever it is that she keeps the fine jewelry. So it's like one of them things where I don't know. It's that's an odd situation, but it is what it is. Um, the other thing that but she had to throw out there that she a freak in the sheets. I'm like, did we need to know that?
Right. We did not need to know that at all.
Yeah. That was like extra that is like, okay, whatever. Um, and I guess the only other thing, like, so her dude says she don't want him, he didn't want her drinking with Martin. And like you said, probably because he knows that Martin tried to holler at her. And Martin said, he's gonna pull back. He's not gonna keep on pursuing or whatever, but he do want to become friends with the dude. So that doesn't sound like you're gonna pull back. Um, But I mean, I guess if you understand that you and her ain't gonna be together and you really do enjoy your friendship, then I guess the only way to still be friends would be to become friends with him too, as long as there's no shady intentions. But the part that was a kicker for me, and this may just be my own personal, no offense to Martin or nobody else, this is just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to be a hater. When she was like, you know, because Travis knows that, Martin's a handsome guy and
Wait, that Martin is a handsome guy?
yeah, she said that. She said that's probably why he don't want her, like, because she said that the neighbor's handsome. I'm like,
Are you trying to say Martin is not a handsome
no,
guy?
he's not a handsome guy. He's not. He's weird looking, like he goofy looking, and he, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess that's her type, maybe.
It might be because I don't remember what Travis looked like. I don't remember what he looks like, so I'd have to see Travis again. But I did. I felt like Travis looked better than Martin though. What I remembered. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't think that's why Travis is upset. I think
Yeah,
Travis is like, well, another man trying to holler at his girl.
yeah, or
And
infringe upon his plan,
yeah,
his master plan.
so rob her jewelry store. Yes.
Hmm.
Either way, I don't think it's got nothing to do with him being insecure about how Travis looks or Martin looks, because I don't think he's insecure about that at all. I just think he just don't like another man living next
Yeah,
door.
because I don't think he has technically seen Martin, right?
Probably not. He shouldn't have, unless she
Yeah,
sent
so he
pictures.
wouldn't know how handsome he is.
Yeah. So she just made that up. I guess maybe
Yeah,
she wanted him to know that she thinks he's handsome. I don't know. Or trying to make
maybe.
him feel good about himself. I don't know. I'm just like, look, I'm not even saying that his personality can't outweigh his looks or nothing like that. But what I am saying is that she could have left that out too. Because again, stuff that wasn't even necessary. Because we know that man don't know what that man look like. That man just don't want another man drinking with his girl, getting drunk in his, future house
Yeah, and
and
possibly
messing
having
up
sex
on
with
his,
her.
yeah, that's his future wife. Like he's like, yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I could understand his hesitation there, especially if she's getting drunk like this.
Yeah.
Because to me, it looked in her scene, she looked drunk. That's what I was thinking. And I was just worried for her because I'm like, she's so close to the pool and the jacuzzi. Oh my God, that's not a good
And she had a
combination.
nice house too. I was like, oh. Most of them that bring them home, they don't always have nice houses. I was like, okay, she had a nice
Yeah,
house.
absolutely. Okay. So the next couple that we saw was Skylar and Nathan. Okay. So we see that Nathan is actually shopping to pick up a few things to, I guess, maybe make his house more feminine like or a little bit or whatever. And because she's getting out in a few days as well. The one thing, all of the people on this season, it seems like they're getting out within days, which is good. All right. And so she actually calls while he's shopping. He's shopping with, I think it's his aunt, or was that his mom? No, that was his aunt with him. So they were shopping. She calls and he tells her some of the things he's picking up. And she's like, no, get some throw blankets, get some Buddhas, get la la la. She's being real bossy to me when he's trying to do something nice, and it just kind of seemed like she was kind of trashing on the things that he was picking up. He's trying to make, nice for her. And she's like, oh, but make sure you get my makeup, my perfume, my la la. I'm like, girl, you just calm down. All right, he's trying. All righty. And so he reveals that he was locked up too when him and Skylar started dating, right? So he was also in jail jail or prison. All right. And we find out that he also lost his mom at a young age. So there you go. He reminded me, like, I don't think they said, did they actually say how he lost his mom? Or you just say he lost her? Okay. All righty. And so we find out that they were both in the halfway house at the same time, but she got into some kind of trouble and had to go back to prison. He doesn't say what happened, but the only thing he says is he's not going to reveal why she had to go back to the halfway house because he said it'd be disrespectful to say what happened. So my thing is, was it something sexual? Because what happened? Maybe, I don't know. Alrighty, and like you said, they were at the halfway house at the same time. They weren't at the same halfway house, from my understanding, but they were able to see each other then. And so we see he's hanging out with his friends. It looks like he's like at some kind of dive bar. They're playing pool, and she calls. And she's not happy that he is there. She's just like, we're not going to be living that kind of life anymore. We are going to not hang out with people like that anymore and stuff. So apparently there was a lot of drug use or something, addictions that happened in their past. So we also find out that Skylar's ex was also friends with Nathan, and that I guess since Skylar has been locked up, that guy passed away. So I guess like him being at that bar is probably a trigger. You know, she said that bar is not in a nice, I guess, neighborhood or a nice place. And so the next scene of him, we see that he's headed to get her an engagement ring, right? And she calls while he's like parking his vehicle, and he tells her that he's at Long John Silver's, which is funny to me. And so he goes inside, he picks out a ring, and then while he's in there and he's waiting for everything to get packaged up for him, he looks over at another young lady that's sitting behind the counter. So I guess she works there, and he's like, "Hey, I think when I was younger, I stole your mom's car." And she's like, "Yeah, you did." He's like, "Well, I apologize for that. I'm a different person now." And so that was pretty much his scenes this week. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how things progress once Skylar comes out. Because all of these scenes, I felt like every time he talked to Skylar, she was kind of a little bit bossy and not always the nicest towards him. Because even at one point, he was like, "Tell me that you love me." She started talking about something else, and he was like, "Why did you act like you didn't hear what I said?" And she was like, "I didn't hear what you said." You know, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see their dynamic once she gets out. Your thoughts on them?
So I kind of felt like, so when he was doing the shopping, I do agree. She was like super like to me, like, you weren't being grateful, even though she was like, you don't have to do all of this, you know. But what you can do is, you know, they start naming the stuff like the Buddha and all that stuff. Everybody don't like that type. Like, you thought that was cute, okay, cool. But at this point, I feel like I just wait till she come out if it's like gonna be this difficult. Like, you
Yeah,
trying to have help to fix up the place, and
yeah, that's what I
it's
would
like,
have
no,
suggested to
don't buy
him.
candle holders, buy this and buy the, you know.
Yeah,
And then that cow picture, was it a cow? She's like a
yeah.
picture of a cow in front, a big
So
old.
I have a feeling I know what she's talking about. That cow picture. It's this picture that a few people online have gone crazy over. It's just like a kind of, I don't want to say abstract, but it does have like abstract colors. If I can find it on my phone, I'll send it to you. So I think that's what she was talking about was this cow picture.
Hmm.
So
See, I wouldn't have known, and so for me, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm not getting a cow picture because I'm not gonna put a big giant picture of a cow in the kitchen. Like,
mm-hmm,
that's something that, again, if you know exactly what you want, you have to show people these things. Because even with the Buddhas, do you want the skinny Buddha? You want the fat Buddha? Like, it's not just one Buddha. You know what I'm saying? There is both
mm-hmm,
types, and they look completely different.
right.
Um, so, what Buddha is cute to you? The skinny one or the fat one? You know. Um, then you got like, I don't know. I mean, I'm like, hopefully he just wait till she comes back and they just decorate together. Because to me, that'd be the smartest thing.
Yeah.
But so I didn't 100% understand that bar scene. So I was like, okay, I guess maybe I had missed something with that. Maybe that was a triggering location. Um, I didn't understand why it brought back memories of the friend. And I think I also missed the fact that the friend died while she was locked up. So I thought it was just that she had two boyfriends that passed away, both of like fentanyl overdoses.
That is true. I forgot about that. She has had two boyfriends who died from
Yeah.
drug
Yeah.
use.
And
Mhm.
so they were like, you're next. My thing is that he can't die from a fentanyl overdose unless he's taking it or unless she's drugging him. Because that's the first thing that came to my head why they would say he's next, is if she's the one killing him. Because, you
Mhm.
know, you can like barely
Just
touch,
touch it. Yeah.
yeah, and die from it. So I'm like, so is she planting this on these dudes? Or like, what's the deal? Like, I don't know. Because they look happy in their pictures. Because obviously they've had some sort of history. Like it ain't like they just met in prison and they never.
No, it seems like maybe they knew each other since they were like teenagers or something.
Yeah,
But some of the pictures, she looked really, really young on them.
yeah. He said
Um,
something about when they were kids. Like I don't know if he dated her back then or he was saying she was in a relationship with the dude that died back when she was in middle school or something.
hmm.
There was some comment about middle school and dating. I tried to rewind it and listen again, but I couldn't catch if he said oh boy that died dated her back in middle school, or if oh boy that died, or if he dated her back in middle school. Maybe they were on and I don't know. I don't know. So I'm thinking like maybe once she gets out, we'll get more clarity on their situation.
Hmm.
When it comes to how she talked to him, um, it is like he kept trying to push the whole "I love you" on her or "Tell me you love me." So it seemed like there's some insecurities with him, and I thought he was a handsome like tatted up, you know what I'm saying, bearded guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought he was handsome.
You like his man ponytail?
Yeah, I like his man
He
bun.
kind
I
of had
do.
a man bun, but not
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah. And so I'm like, and she's pretty. So I'm
Hmm.
like, so I don't really see why he should be insecure because I didn't see him as being ugly, but it's almost like he's insecure because every time he talked to her, he's like, "Tell me you love me." Like he doesn't give her a chance to say it.
And then I was also kind of getting the vibe that he is almost like a Melissa from last season, like he's got the girl that he always wanted kind of vibe from him.
Yeah.
Because he did kind of mention how long they've known each other and, just certain things. I was kind of getting that vibe like, okay, is
Hmm.
she the girl that you always wanted? Is
Yeah.
that what's going on here, Nate?
Possibly because. And then it's like, do she really love him? Because he constantly like, tell me you love me, tell me you love me, tell me you love me. I didn't hear you. Tell me you love me. And it's like, and maybe she's tired
Yeah.
of him doing that. Maybe that's why she was more kind of standoffish about it. Or when he said it, maybe that's why she ignored him.
Hmm.
So I'd have called him out like, look, I'm gonna tell you I love you when I want to tell you I love you. Like, chill with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that every time we talk. Like, because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, love you, but do I really love you? Maybe not. But you just forcing me to say it, so I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's making her come off as fake. So either she's being fake or he's pushing something that maybe she does love him, but he just pushing her to be extra like lovey and not giving her the opportunity. You know, like when you got on the phone, just say I love you. And then if she say it back, great. You know? I don't know. That tell me you love me thing. The fact that he did it twice, I was like, okay, that's not attractive. But
Yeah. Okay. So our next couple was Derek and Monique. Derek, I don't like him. I don't like him. And some of their scenes made me sad for her. Okay. So I'm going to get into that. So, Derek, he's been locked up off and on since he was 19. All right. Okay. And so Monique has revealed that, you know, if she really hasn't been in a relationship, she says that after 2 days with a man, she's basically like, can you go now? More than 2 days, she doesn't really want to deal with him too much after that. We find out that he's in prison for drug distribution and possession. Um, they have been together for 2.5 years, but they've never seen each other in person. Okay. And so we see her. She pulls up somewhere and she tells him, "Hey, I gotta go," or whatever. But it turns out she has pulled up to like a bar or a lounge to meet her friends. But she says he doesn't like her going out. So that's why she didn't tell him, what she was doing. She sits down with her friends and she's talking about him. And, they're expressing some of their concerns, which I feel like is normal concerns. And so they started asking her, how do you think he's going to feel when he gets out and stuff like that? She says, she sent pictures to him. They've seen each other in pictures. And so after they stop hanging out, her friends kind of have a confessional because Derek's getting out in a couple of days. So they are worried that she may have sent him pictures that don't make her look as big because she is a plus size woman. So they were like, they wonder if she sent him full body shots or if she just sent him headshots of her where I feel like even if she sent headshots, he'd be able to tell from her fuller face that she is probably a thicker woman. But I don't. I really. And so she has revealed that she has figured out a way to send nudes to him. So my thing is, even if you sent him the booby shots, you sent him the shots of your JJ, he has probably been able to tell from that you are a thicker woman. That's just my thought process. But the way Derek talks is like he knows that she's thick, but he wants her to lose weight. So, all right. So, like I said, he's getting out on Sunday, which when they say, "Oh, he's getting out on Sunday," it seems like that's just a few days away for her. Um, she actually ends up going to a weight loss center, right? So we see her go and visit this place. She's talking to Derek as she walks in, and he tells her he wants to stay on the phone with her while she sees the doctor or the weight loss professional. He wants to be on the phone. And my first thought about it, I said, I hope he does not ask the weight loss professional like how much she weighs. But he's on the phone and he's like, asking, the professional some questions. And he's like, oh, I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to be on her. I'm going to be training her. And he was like, hey, can she drink? Is that going to be a problem with this program? Because, I'm there. I'm going to make sure she isn't messing up anything. So it just came off really controlling and in a way I didn't really like. And I just felt bad for her that this was what her man was doing to her. And it was like every phone call that she talked to him, yeah, I'm working out, I'm doing la la la, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working out. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with losing weight. But it seems like you can tell she has not completely told him the truth about her size or what she's doing, because she did admit that she sometimes lies to him and tells him that she's worked out when she hasn't. I just felt bad for her that it seems like he's pushing her into something she don't necessarily really want. I'm just hoping that when he gets out, he doesn't try to act surprised by all of this. But I don't. I just felt bad for her once I watched her scenes. What did you think about Derek and Monique?
Um, I feel like, oh, is it echoing? Oh, okay. Um, I kind of feel like in a sense, like if the pictures that she sent him are the pictures that she sent him, and that's all he's seen, then she did kind of catfish him a little bit because she's catching angles, she's catching
I know she was catching plenty of filters. I did notice that.
yeah.
And so I was like,
So it's one thing to know that she's like plus size, but how much plus size, I'm saying is she
mhm.
alluring as she is? Because that's one thing that I feel like I wouldn't want to be, um, especially when I'm gonna see you in person. I would want you to know the truth because I wouldn't want to get my feelings hurt. So if she hasn't been honest about how big she actually is and all of that, then in a way, she kind of set herself up for failure because she does know he's a fitness guy. And it's like the fact that if he's never seen you in person, you never given him a full body, truthful full body picture. And like he's gonna be chiseled and cut up and all this stuff. Of course he's you know what I'm saying, granted, he knows that you're not chiseled and cut up either. You're not on the level he is working out wise. But she may be selling something that's not true fully. Like, because you can be plus size and still be smaller than what she is, or you can be plus size and maybe it's just plus size in different areas, or you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't really know the full how big she actually is. And not to say like she's just like humongous or nothing, because obviously she ain't no my 600-pound life type chick. But the fact that she waited until now to be like, oh, I want to go to a weight loss place and all this other stuff. Now,
Yeah.
if she's doing it for herself, cool. But if now all of a sudden you're rushing it because you want to, because he's going to get out, then to me, that's probably the worst thing to do because a weight loss place is not going to rush nothing
Now,
because there's
let me
safety
ask you.
measures. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me ask you about the CPAP comment. So
Mm-hmm.
now she says she recently was diagnosed as a diabetic,
Mm-hmm.
and she's also been diagnosed with sleep apnea. So she says now she has to use a CPAP machine when she's
Mm-hmm.
sleeping. But he told her he didn't want to lay in the bed next to somebody using one. What did you think about that?
I can understand that too. That thing can be loud, depending on the machine.
Yeah,
Some machines are quiet, some can be loud. Some look scary. Cause
yeah,
like, I mean, you got the full face. I have one, and it's got like a hose coming out here. So I mean, it's not something that I feel like is comfortable. But if you understand somebody needs it to breathe, you know, um, because not only is it like not, it ain't just that you're not breathing right, but you're stopping oxygen to your heart, to your lung. I mean, to your brain, all these things. So I mean, there's significant reasons on why she really should be using it. They may have to sleep in separate rooms. Like it's probably going to be somewhat of a hindrance, and even if she does lose the weight, doesn't mean she's going to lose the sleep apnea
yeah,
because you don't have to be huge to need a sleep app. Like, yes, weight loss can help, but that's not the only thing that causes sleep apnea. Because I mean, like I said, I have shallow breathing, and that's it could be a number of things from like allergy, like just congestion type issues. It could be something neurological. It could be, just different things that could
yeah.
be the
And
cause
as
of
we
it.
can tell, you are not big.
No, and I use a CPAP, so it's one of them things where it's like he's gonna have to get over it. That's gonna be something he's gonna have to get over. It's
Hmm.
possible when she loses the weight, she may not need it,
Hmm.
but that's not. It ain't guaranteed. I mean, because it could the
Right.
whatever's wrong could already be past the point of being fixed by just weight loss. So, what I mean? It could be something that she's gonna have, period. So um I do think that him knowing that he's not coming out to somebody who's fit like him. And that's to say he's even as cut up as he say he is. I mean, we don't know yet. Some people can be in a gym 24/7 and still not be cut up. I've seen that too. Um, but he does need to come out knowing that you're not getting with a model. You know what I'm saying? Like she is not. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell in the pictures that she's not like she's not skinny or nothing like that. So don't come out, and then she wouldn't be at a weight loss center if she was skinny. So don't come out being hard on her for that either, because you've been with her for 2 years and you never asked for a full body picture. So
Hmm.
partially on his fault too. And so, again, like I said, he may not know her actual size or shape or anything like that, but he can't be stupid to think that she's not small. I mean, that she's small because she's going to a weight loss center.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
That is a good point.
yeah.
That alone, that should tell you that she's probably bigger than what you are anticipating, or maybe what you may have thought. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so that was this week's episode of Love After Lockup. So, we got introduced to all the couples. We basically
Was
found
that
out.
all of them?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me know if I have forgotten one, because that is
Well,
a
no,
lot.
no, you went through all of them they showed, but usually they miss one. Remember, one usually always comes in later.
Yeah. So I think there is going to be another new couple that is going to come in this week. They didn't show them though. I'm trying to remember. It seems like I saw somebody on the preview, because I feel like it's another older couple that we've seen before. It's
Possibly.
coming back. But I could be wrong. But yeah, because on the trailer it seemed like it was more couples than what we saw this week. Absolutely. All right. So that was this week's episode. To be honest with you, I'm excited for the new season. It seems like this is going to be a good season, especially because last season it was kind of a bore. But this season, I think it's going to be good. It's going to
Yeah.
be really good. I like the couples. The only person I didn't like was Derek, but everybody else I liked them. Even though I know I probably threw some shade at some of them, but overall I like them. I think Ashley's going to be the drunk this season. Um, I hope Nathan isn't the one being dragged through the mud, but I kind of have a feeling he may fall into that role. Um, I'm waiting to see how they interact with each other, him and Skylar. Justine and Michael, I did like them last season. I do feel like Justine is a bit naive when it comes to Michael, but I guess we'll see how things progress with them. Yes. Any other thoughts on the latest episode, Reese? All right. Well, I guess we can leave there. And thank you
Oh,
for
I guess
watching.
I'm waiting to see how old girl and what's gonna happen when he's face to face with his mom, his wife, and
Yes,
future wife.
Gabby and Chris. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that, especially since she tried to get the police involved. I
Yeah,
wonder how is he going to feel about that, you
yeah.
know. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So make sure that you hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you are new here, love to have you join our family, our crew. We call ourselves a crew. So come back and check us out. We're usually here on Saturdays. I know today we're here on a Sunday, but we recap once a week the show. So thank you for stopping by, especially if you waited until the end. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, friends. Bye.